and welcome to Movies and Us. I'm TJ.
And I'm Marcus.
And welcome to another instance of Theme Month. And it's my turn this time. And I can guarantee you at least 50% of the reviewers are going to like the movies we watch this time instead of 0%. As we covered...
That's because you took the easy path and picked nostalgic bullshit.
I just picked an actual theme and of movies I wanted to watch instead of, trying to watch crappy movies that no one loves. Anyway, the theme this month is going to be dark fantasy.
Ooh, yay.
Marcus is so excited. He's got this weird bias towards dark fantasy movies that he's automatically thinks he's going to hate when they're fantastic movies out there. He won't even give a chance, but he'll give chances to crap like La La Land and Cooties and Peanut Butter Falcon, but, won't give chance to classics.
Can I defend myself? Why I don't give these one chances? Because I gave Cooties, La La Land, and Peanut Butter Falcon the chances because they're more recent films, so they probably won't be as dated as quickly. These films you most likely picked, including this one we're going to review today, I knew I would probably enjoy at a time in my life when I was younger and more optimistic. But now that I've let the time pass for so long, I'm in my 30s now, TJ, I feel these movies will be dated. And I gotta be a certain mindset to watch these films. And boy, howdy, was this movie not in my wheelhouse. And I was not in the right mindset for this one.
Well, to be fair, this was the one I was least sure of if you were gonna like. I knew this one was going to go either way because it's a long movie, first of all.
Oh, it's long.
It's 2 hours and 6 minutes. But to be fair to me, I didn't feel the 2 hours and 6 minutes.
Oh, I felt the 2 hours, 6 minutes, 20 minutes into this thing. Like we're still doing this.
I had a blast watching it.
Ugh.
And granted, a lot of it was nostalgia. But I still had fun with it. I had fun having just a stupid time with an obvious stupid movie that wasn't trying to be anything more than it was.
You sound like me, TJ, right now. You sound like something I would say. Oh, it's a movie that's doing a thing it's supposed to be doing, so don't come in expecting more, or don't come in expecting less. And yes, I get where I totally understand where you're coming from. But again, this movie is long. There's a lot of scenes in this movie like, damn, they're still doing this scene.
Yeah, there are.
There's characters in this movie like...
This movie is slow.
It is.
It is very slow in the beginning. But, and...
In the beginning? This movie's slow until the end.
No, it's... But once it, the whole middle is pretty much a giant action scene. And then it kind of slows down at the end and in the middle. Or in the beginning. But the visual effects, though, were revolutionary for its time, are not very good.
Honestly, they didn't bother me because, again, this movie's from the 80s, so this is what I expected. So I was like, okay.
But, I'm just saying, it's not, there's groundbreaking technology in this movie, but...
See, I love how you're doing what I do, just defending it so hard right now.
Because I know you hated it.
I never said I hated it, nor did I like it. I never said anything about how I felt about this movie besides
anyway,
it's long
we are covering
boring.
We are covering the 1988 release of Willow.
Willow.
And like I said, to be fair, this is probably the least of the fantasy movies that I'm going to make you watch.
Oh,
but I still had fun with it.
I'm glad someone had fun with it.
Yeah. I actually went into it with a cynical outlook on it. I was
really?
like, I'm gonna go in on it because I was like, this is probably not gonna be anywhere near as good as I remember from my childhood, and it wasn't. But I came out nostalgic, and it was a movie from my childhood that I just got to watch again 30 years later.
I envy that. I went in with this movie probably didn't age well, but I should like this. And that's how I'm going in with all these movies you're picking. Because I assume they're all from the 80s and 90s. So I'm going in with the mindset, these are movies that are dated probably, but I should enjoy these. And so however I come out afterwards is how I come out afterwards.
They're dated, but they're also in, they're typically in timeless settings, though. You know what I mean? So they're dated as in movie production wise.
And that's something to me. That's really something because I'm a movie guy. So
yeah, I know. I'm just saying, but There is a timelessness to these though. You other than if the way it looks and like feels essentially, but if you looked at this like just shots of this movie, it would be hard to place when it was made because of its setting. You know what I mean? It's like you're looking at a Lord of the Rings. You don't know when that was technically made because it's kind of got a timeless setting because of the fantasy. Not for me, because
I feel like the Lord of the Rings ones directed by Peter Jackson. Those movies are timeless. Maybe because of my nostalgia kicking, but I did watch those recently, the extended one cuts, like the 3-hour cuts, and those movies still hold up. There are some things in them that look a little dated. Right. Overall, those hold up. This one, if you picked a random screen grab from this movie, I could easily say, it's easily mid-80s, this movie. Early 80s to mid-80s, this movie.
It's actually late 80s, but
I know, but I'm saying like it's definitely in the time frame. There's no recent
like I
90s.
said, but I'm talking more along the line. You're right as far as you can look at it and tell by its look when it is. But like the story itself is kind of timeless. You know what I mean?
No, I get what you're trying to say. I definitely get it. There's nothing more.
Yeah, there's nothing that dates it in that respect.
Yeah, there's not cell phones or like
there's not any pop cultural shit in here or anything like that that's going to date it in that way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only really held back timelessness by the limitations of the technology at the time.
Yes.
Because we're talking about George Lucas here, and he always tried to do the best technologically wise, I want to say.
He does. He's very motivated and inspired and
because this is like the basis of CGI, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
They developed the morphin techniques in this movie, which were actually pretty good, honestly. So, like, were used in like Indiana Jones and Terminator and stuff like that. So there's some talent behind it, is what I'm getting at.
Yes.
All right, so let's get the credits out of the way. This movie was directed by Ron Howard, screenplay by Bob Dolan. This was based on a book that I did not know about, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Story by George Lucas. It is starring Warwick Davis, the Leprechaun himself, right?
Yes. And he was an Ewok. Pretty sure he was a leprechaun. Yeah, he's a leprechaun.
Yeah, he's the leprechaun.
He's in Hitchhiker's Guide. He's in the Harry Potter series.
He's obviously in a bunch of Star Wars stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course, Star Wars. Yeah,
but yeah, I recognize the name. He's one of the older big time actors. You know what I mean?
Big time. Huh.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to say older. You know, little person, big time actor. No. You know.
So. When you think of little people in Hollywood, he's one of the top 3 I think you would think of.
Right, at least back then.
That's the thing. Like, I'll give this movie props because they definitely use a lot of little people in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I appreciate the shit out of that. I saw that. I was like, oh, no way. A village of little people? This is fucking awesome. And they're not people on their knees pretending to be little. This was legit.
Yeah. I actually really like the fact we're in the movie a little bit that Willow has like a wife and kids.
Yes. Yeah, like legit. Everyone in that village is little people, the children to the adults, and like there's just normal little people. Like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah, and
this is so good.
And how many heroes though do you have that has just a wife and kids in a home?
Oh, never.
Yeah,
Luke Skywalker, nope. Indy, nope. John McClane's divorced, so like no, he's happily has a family. And he's forced upon his adventure. Frodo, no,
and it was kind of refreshing. I completely forgot about the family. I was like, wow, this is So anyway, Warwick Davis, Val Kilmer,
he's charming as shit in this movie.
Yeah, Batman himself.
Mm-hmm.
Kate and Ruth Greenfield and Rebecca Bierman all as the baby.
Okay.
They use different babies, obviously, for different stages.
Yes.
Joanne Wally, Jean Marsh, Patricia Hayes, Billy Barty, Pat Roach, Gavin O'Hirley, Maria Holofe, Kevin Pollak. Is that who
Kevin Pollak?
Yeah, that name's yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Pollak, Rick
he was
Overton.
one of these characters I didn't care for.
The comic relief in this is terrible.
Fucking awful.
Yeah, definitely feels like, you know, the Disney thing where they have to put that crappy side character in there.
Well, at least the Disney thing, they would have made like a cute animated thing. And this was like, these are just whatever. We'll get to it.
Yeah. Kevin Pollak, Rick Overton, David J. Steinberg, Mark Northover, Phil Fondacaro, Julie
He's
Peters.
another.
Phil DeCondo?
Is he? Hold on.
I didn't recognize it. And he's
No, man.
Best known for his performance in the horror comedy Bordello of Blood. He's also was in The Black Cauldron and Troll.
Yeah, is he the little person? I think he's another famous little person too.
Yeah, he's. Oh yeah. You're right. He's the black-haired one, the warrior from the village.
No, that's Cox. That's Tony Cox.
That's Tony Cox. Are you sure?
Yeah. I'm looking at the IMDb and the names right now. But I think this guy, Phil Fondacaro, he said, is another famous little person.
He's not the black-haired guy in the village. The warrior, Nolan.
Hold on. No, Tony Cox plays the warrior. The Phil plays Vaknar. Well, I guess they both play this. They both play Vaknar. Hold on. He's in Hercules. He's in Sweet Jane, Elevator, Hellraiser. I'm trying to. I know there's a movie back in the day I used to watch. That's someone that looks like him was in it.
Yeah, now I'm not sure because I don't even see a picture of Tony Cox.
He's the guy. You ever see Santa? Bad Santa with Billy, not Billy Ray Cyrus.
Bits and pieces.
He's his helper, the little black elf.
Yeah, no. That's not who I'm talking about. Tony Cox is the little the dark skinned one. I'm talking about the white guy with the long black hair who's the warrior in the Small People Village.
I don't remember this movie enough to tell you yes or no, so I'm gonna say yes then. Yes.
Yeah, I think he's also a very famous
little person.
Yes. Anyway.
He was in the Garbage Pail Kids movie. He has a lot of tiny roles, so I would assume that's the character you're talking about, the actor you're talking about.
Yeah, that's who I was talking about.
Yeah, sorry.
Phil Fondacaro, Julie Peters, Malcolm Dixon, Tony Cox, Kenny Baker, Zoema, then Sally Ann Law.
Kenny Baker. Hold on. That's another famous one.
Isn't that SpongeBob?
Kenny Baker? No.
What's SpongeBob? Who's the voice actor for SpongeBob?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I know the name. I can't think of the face. God damn it, TJ.
Kenny Baker was R2-D2.
Yes, that's thank you. Tom Kenny. Yeah, Tom Kenny.
Kenny.
But yes, Kenny Baker. I saw the picture, like, who is this? Yeah, he's R2. Yes.
Let's see. What else? This movie is 2 hours.
So you say Selene Law?
I said Sally Ann.
Oh, okay, that's it, Sally Ann. Okay. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so the movie is 2 hours and 6 minutes, had a $35 million budget, and made $137.6 million worldwide.
That's the box office, which give us into the weekly box office bullshit ramble thing. Before we get into this, they said this movie didn't perform as they wanted to. That's a big profit in my opinion.
That's what I thought, yeah.
$100 million over the budget. That's damn good.
Okay, I was like, that's why I was a little surprised by what they were saying. I was like, okay, whatever.
Because granted, that landed at number 14, not 14, at number 18. My bad, worldwide, but still, that's still pretty good. From the worldwide box, what's up?
I don't think we did 1988.
I don't think so either.
Is there a superhero movie in 1988?
No. Hold on. Yeah, Willow's at 14. I'm sorry. Yeah, Willow's at 14. No. There are some classics in the 1988, but I don't see.
Maybe you should do the top 20 then.
Top 20?
Yeah, because, Willow's in the top 20, so you have to do that, but we would normally do it, but I don't think we're covering anything in the top 10, right?
No, we're not. No.
So go ahead.
Unless we come back to cover some other movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll cover something eventually, but that not like in the current list, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So number 20, The Land Before Time.
The original Land Before Time?
Yes, sir.
And it's only 20? Wow.
Only at 20. Yeah.
That's classic.
It's it's extreme classic. I guess it was too dark to get higher.
That's fair though.
Yeah, it was really that's a dark movie. Number 19, Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master.
I'm surprised that's at 19.
Seriously. At number 18, Bull Durham. I've heard of this movie, never seen it.
Me too, never saw it, heard of it.
Number 17 is Oliver and Company. That's the cat movie, right?
Yeah, I think that's Disney.
Yeah, I thought so. At number 16 is Rambo 3. Yeah, exactly.
Action cheese.
The first one's fantastic, and then they just made it worse and worse as they went on.
Yeah.
Number 15, Beaches.
Heard of it, don't know what it is.
Same. 14 is Willow. Number 13 is my favorite adaptation of the story is Scrooged, the one with Bill Murray.
Oh, that's also... I'm still partial to the Disney version, but still. or
Which
the
one?
Muppets versions.
The Muppets is the Muppets. I'm not a big fan of the Muppets, honestly.
I know you're not, but
I enjoy them, but they're not my favorite thing.
I also really like the half-hour short Disney version what Scrooge McDuck is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but like as far as live action goes, I mean Muppets is technically live action. But live action, yeah, I agree with you with
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray. Bill Murray is an amazing actor.
He is. Maybe a little racist, but that's fine.
Yeah, well, judge a person by his work, separate who they are,
Exactly.
I mean, like, you judge a person by his work. It's like he was popular in the 80s. Came out, if he's like a racist in like 2020, he's still an amazing actor in the 80s, you know what I mean?
No, I get what you're saying.
Like, if he's a racist now, maybe you don't cast him in future things, but you can't deny his body of work.
Yes.
You don't have to support it, but objectively, you know what I mean?
At number 12, A Fish Called Wanda. Good movie.
Never saw it.
It's really good. You should enjoy it. At number 11, Working Girl. Another great movie. Classic.
I don't think I know what that is.
Working Girl?
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver. I can't think of the main actress right now.
I don't know what that one is.
It's really good. That's insane. You picked this we have to watch. At number 10, Beetlejuice.
It's Beetlejuice.
Can't say it anymore, guys. We can't say it anymore. At number 9, Cocktail. I think that's the one of Tom Cruise as he's a cocktail mixer guy.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Neither have I. Number 8, The Naked Gun from the Files of the Police Squad. It's the first one of the Naked Gun series.
Classic.
So funny. So funny.
Classic.
Number 7, Die Hard. We all know what Die Hard is.
Come on.
Right? It's just like the best movie of actions. Number 6, don't know how to make two of these, was Crocodile Dundee 2.
But it's number 6.
I know. Top 5 big hitters. I'm gonna say some big names. So number 5's Twins.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito?
Yeah, but it's Arnold in the 80s being comedy. So and Danny DeVito, they're both peak funny guys. It's a funny movie.
That's fair, but that's not the movie I go to for either one of those guys,
The top 5 are comedy movies. That's weird. That's just, God, the times have changed so much.
Yeah.
And number 4 is Big.
Ugh. I mean, classic, but I don't know. I never found that movie that funny.
Oh, thank you. I mean, there's funny things in it.
Yeah, but that movie is overhyped, I think.
I feel the same. Like, it's good for what it is and for the time period it came out. I don't like it. The same thing, I feel the same with E.T. Like, it's good, I guess, was like, yeah. But,
I disagree with you in E.T., but that's a whole different story.
Do not care for E.T. At number 3, Coming to America.
Oh, classic, man.
Oh my gosh.
Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd's not Coming to America.
I know.
Oh, okay. It's like,
that's Trading Places. I wanted to see if you picked up on it.
I was thinking really upset with you. Like, oh my God, TJ. Number 2 is Rain Man.
That's Dustin Hoffman. Right?
Yeah. It's another Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah, that's also another great movie.
Is Cocktail Tom Cruise? He had two movies come out in 1998. Oh, that's weird.
I didn't know that one. So.
Yeah. And number 1, the masterpiece, the fantastic movie that I don't want to review it because I don't want to hate it. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Oh, right. Of course that's number 1. How could it not be?
Right? It's Who Framed Roger? It's a great movie. It's revolutionary. It's zany. It's everything you can ever ask for from a movie that tackles what it tackles.
Yeah. See, this is why I love the 80s. There was nothing but great movies in that list.
Oh, okay. Midnight Run, The Deadpool, The Heat. Child's Play came out 34. Great movie.
But like in the top 20, there were great movies in those movies. And whereas in the top 20 nowadays, it's superhero movies and animated movies.
It's because Disney runs everything. That's what they give us.
But like we're
making a podcast on it for damn sake.
I know, but like 90s and the 2000s, you got a lot of crap.
Yes.
So it's like. Yes. Like, I'm not knocking the superheroes. Now we get animated movies, superheroes, and I love them all, honestly. but that's all you get. But, like, in the 2000s and 90s, you got a lot of bullcrap. But in the 80s...
Not really, because the 90s had, like, movies, too.
Yeah, but it was
Forrest Gump, Jurassic Park. They had a lot of great movies in the 90s.
But it wasn't as hit as the 80s was.
I don't know, man. I'm not trying to defend the 90s, but I'm saying the 90s has a lot of good movies.
Like,
lot.
Wasn't Armageddon like number one?
Armageddon was a good movie until I watched it.
No, it wasn't. It's a great popcorn movie, but it's not a good movie.
Independence Day, Twister, Heat.
All those movies.
Mission Impossible, Jerry Maguire, Ransom. That's just 96. Let's go to 91 right quick.
All those movies, fun, but not fantastic.
Terminator 2, Judgment Day, Robin Hood, Silence of the Lambs, City Slickers.
Okay, so I'm going to say this.
Yeah.
Transitioning from the 80s and 90s, you still have that 80s crossover. So it's kind of like 70s into 80s. You'll still have a bunch of 70s movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So 91, you really got to start like 93.
Okay, 99. Star Wars Episode 1, The Sixth Sense, Toy Story 2, The Matrix, Tarzan, American Beauty, Runaway Bride, Stuart Little, Green Mile. The Blair Witch Project was fucking bonkers for what it was. Terrible movie, but it's great for what it did.
I'm like I say now, there's names in those movies, but it's not consistent.
I think it is consistent. Let's go 98. Look at us defending the box. Armageddon's where 98 came in at number 1. But right under Armageddon is Saving Private Ryan. Then there's Godzilla. But then there's something about Mary.
That's what I mean.
Okay, 98's not a good year. 98. Oh my God. 98. Oh God. Top 10. Oh my God. I don't know how. Okay, number 10 for 98 is Truman Show. That should be higher than that. Then there's Lethal Weapon 4.
All right, well,
Shakespeare
stop.
in Love. Dr. Dolittle.
Stop. We have to. We're gonna need to cover this again. We stop.
Wait, are we going to do 98? Or are we doing 98 for?
I'm sure we'll get a 98 somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. But I think the 80s and 90s were powerhouses. 70s was more like film finding itself, or the box office finding itself. But I think the 80s and 90s are clever. The 2000s, I'll agree. There's a lot of trash, didn't age well movies. I thought I'm looking at it. These are my childhood.
I'll give you early 90s, but not late 90s.
I think late 90s was pretty strong still. But we are seeing the rise of children movies in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s with Shrek and Spider-Man's. Passion of the Christ. Well, but yeah, that's the box office. Willow was 14, I think.
Yes. It did make the top 20, so.
That's good.
Yeah, considering.
The last movie I picked was Annihilation, made like 100 and something, I think. I don't think any of my movies I picked made the top. You know what?
Well, that's not true. La La Land had to have made the top.
La La Land. That movie doesn't count, though. Anything else we'll talk about before we get into this?
I mean, we got behind the scenes stuff, I guess, but we kind of talked about a lot of it. It's obviously the groundbreaking technology is a big thing in there. Honestly, there's just no like real tidbits behind the scenes. It seems like it went through a pretty like smooth movie making experience.
Well, because they had powerhouses with George Lucas, Ron Howard, and Bob Dolman behind it. So there's like, yeah, we're going to make a movie. And the studio's like, yeah, you guys make money, so do it. We're going to pick people we like.
It looked like they had trouble getting funding for it because they thought the fantasy genre was crap.
Really? Did it say that?
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Let me see. Dolman joined Howard and Lucas at Skyward for a series of monthly store conferences and wrote several scripts. It was Lucas. Various major film studios turned down the chance to distribute and co-finance it with Lucasfilms because they believed the fantasy genre was unsuccessful. This was largely due to films such as Kroll, Legend, Dragon Slayer.
Legend. You picked Legend for us to watch, TJ.
And Labyrinth.
Are we going to watch all 3 of those movies? Legend, 4 of these movies, Kroll, Dragon Slayer,
Well, not all. We can't watch all 4 because one of my 4 is Willow.
Well, I think 3 of these are going to be on that list.
Anyway, yeah, so they've due to the financial, I want to say financial failure of these movies because some of them have cult followings and are really good.
Mm-hmm.
Although I don't know what Dragon Slayer is.
It looks like the film directed for a screenplay stars Peter McNichol. Okay, this is a movie. It's a movie. Let's say that's a movie.
Yeah, I have no idea what that one is. I did hear of the other 3, obviously. I've been telling you about Labyrinth forever. Yeah.
But other than that, there's not much behind the scenes, like you said.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get things. But yeah, so they had trouble getting funded for it. Apparently, MGM was facing financial troubles at the time, so they took the risk of making this movie. And
boy, howdy, did not pay off. I'm kidding.
Apparently, it did $135 million.
But it wasn't the hit they were expecting.
Yeah.
Like, how much more do you guys expect? You guys made so much more times your budget.
That's like in video game
Yeah.
culture here. Like Square Enix, the guys who did Final Fantasy and stuff, they owned the Tomb Raider series. And when they rebooted the game back in 2013, the game made more. It was sold the most copies the series has ever sold. It was like 13, or maybe not 13. Maybe it was like 8 million copies or something like that at that time. And and Square Enix like it didn't meet sales projections. We were expected like 20 million copies. It's like
That's
what?
insane. That's stupid.
It's like shut up.
Like, it wasn't mean it. Just look at the reality. Like, you made a lot. Like, you're obviously on something. Like, onto something. I don't get it.
Square Enix was notorious with doing that.
Yeah.
It's just like shut up.
Stupid.
And I guess the only other thing, well, we talked off screen about the other two things we're going to do, but I'll bring it up. The movie was nominated for a lot of awards, lost to practically everything else. It even lost the Raspberry Awards. So
like, again, like, it losing those awards, they lost a good thing. So
oh yeah, I mean,
it lost to Roger Rabbit. I'd be honored to lose to Roger Rabbit.
It did win Best Costume Design at the Saturn Awards.
Really?
Yes.
The dogs with the things on it, like, were obviously dogs. That won Best Costume Design. The deaf beasts.
I think they were talking about the pigs.
I guess.
Because I think that was their big spectacle moment.
Yeah, I guess.
And the other thing is, in the critical reception of it, the best line I've ever seen to describe a movie. This film is probably too much for young children and possibly too much of the same for cynics, but any 6 to 13-year-old who sees this film may be bitten by the movie bug for life. So
that's pretty much sums up the movie right there, in my opinion.
And it's true. I think I was like 6 when I saw this movie. So
I was 30 when I saw this movie. I can watch Die Hard right now. I can watch anything on that list right now besides this movie.
You're being too hard on it already.
No.
All right. I guess we should dive into it.
Yeah.
Just bring out my notes and hit play on this. All right. So we open up with title cards, essentially, talking about a prophecy of a child being born to destroy an evil queen. And so she kidnaps all the pregnant women in the realm. Yeah. And we open up with a child being born.
Yeah, no, it's movie's very dark undertones and some very dark things in it, in my opinion. I mean, it has dark fantasy, I guess, but it's a definitely 80s movie for sure. They wouldn't let most of the shit slide in it. Well, I don't think they let most of the shit slide nowadays, would they?
What is this movie rated?
I don't know. I was just thinking about that. I don't know. It's got to be PG, right? PG-13?
I got it's PG because I have DVD of it.
Yeah, because this is around the time
this is
PG-13 was almost the thing.
This is when PG meant parental guidance.
Yes.
Not what was the term I heard recently? Basically G.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, no, this was when you actually you might want to make sure your parents here to make sure you know.
Yes.
So there's a prophecy and a child's born in a prison cell.
Oh, I'll start off right now. I don't like prophecies.
Yeah, no, I'm not big on prophecies either. But they only did that. Why it's acceptable here, to me, is because we don't actually see the prophecy fulfilled.
Yes, and I like that.
Like any other prophecies, like Harry Potter's the chosen one, and we have to deal with him being the chosen one. So
yes,
everything about it. But since it's not revolved around the character the prophecy's around, we don't actually, the stakes are still there.
Yeah, there's never mentioned, oh, she's the chosen one. Like, they never had that because she's still a baby in this movie. It's great.
Right. And she stays a baby. She never grows up.
Yeah, there's no time jumping. It's like, great, we got the baby, which is pretty much the MacGuffin of the whole movie. Yeah, we gotta keep this thing alive and get it somewhere else.
But to be fair,
she's the ring from Lord of the Rings.
But to be fair, it's a baby.
No, I know. But usually, the second I saw that, I thought to myself, God, they're going to jump like 10 years later. And we got the whole, you're the chosen one, whatever your name is.
I think we only jump like a couple months because
I know, but I was just expecting. I was waiting for the whole, the like prophecies of this. We see the baby that escapes, and 10 years later, that's her doing her thing. The whole Luke Skywalker thing. Like, oh, we don't know if they're that.
I'm actually thinking about it.
Yeah,
this prophecy is wrong.
Why is it wrong?
Because the prophecy says the baby's going to destroy the queen, and that doesn't happen.
No.
So
I guess
the prophecy is wrong, and so her growing up makes no difference.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, I guess it does destroy the queen because it drives the queen to madness and to the point where she got to this point. So I guess it kind of destroyed the queen.
Technically, I guess.
The baby itself didn't destroy the queen.
You're
So
right.
yeah. So I guess however you want to cut that cake and like the slideshow and
it's more like the queen heard this prophecy and self-prophesized it.
Which is most prophecies, honestly. It's prophecy I'm going to die in 20 years. Let me do the thing that's going to trigger that thing to happen.
Yeah, I know, but
yeah, she definitely was her own demise, I assume. I could say this.
But yeah, so I mean, but I guess now the prophecy is mute because it's already happened.
Unless they make a sequel. I mean, they made a TV show, but she comes back and the baby's grown up and does the whole thing.
Is that what happens in the TV show?
I'm not going to watch it, so I don't know.
You're not going to watch it?
I barely got through this movie, TJ.
Why not? Come on.
Well, it's probably an hour each episode, probably 20 episodes. No, thank you.
I have no idea. I wasn't actually planning on watching it.
No.
Oh, no, it's on Disney Plus, and they've been doing some good stuff, so.
Sure. They've been doing stuff, let's say that.
I haven't watched anything on there that I didn't like.
Book of Boba Fett?
What was what you just said?
Book of Boba Fett.
Oh, I actually kind of like that show.
I hated it.
I haven't finished it yet.
Oh, man. Good on you, man.
I'm liking it.
There's nothing I enjoy about that. The only thing I enjoy about Book of Boba Fett are the Mandalorian episodes. That's it. The rest of it's like, this is garbage. Why am I watching this fan service show? Oh, that's right, because I want to watch more Star Wars. If Star Wars is being made, I'm going to watch it.
Okay, so this is where we're different, because I actually think it's a decent show. I liked it.
Nope. But then again, I didn't think they should have brought Boba back from the... This is not Star Wars talk. This is Willow. Let's go back to Willow.
That's true. Anyway, baby was born. You know how most stories are start with babies being born. And she's born in a prison cell, and they're checking all the babies that are born's arm, because apparently the prophesied child has a mark on their arm, because that's what you do. And they find the baby, and the queen comes in. I don't know. This is one of the plot points that I don't understand. Why does she need to do a ritual to destroy the baby's soul instead of just killing it? Yeah,
they don't mention it. Does it make it stronger? Does it you could just shake the baby to death or drop it? Or so there's so many ways to kill a baby. Like, why you gotta make this whole grand?
The only thing I can come up with that made sense is that it's not this specific baby; it's the soul that needs to be destroyed, and it could just be reincarnated into another baby.
Yeah, but now you're just hypothesizing things they don't tell you. So that's
I know.
A fault for the movie.
That's why I brought it up in the first place. I don't understand what's going on here, and that was my only explanation that I could come up with.
No, I thought she was just trying to go for a Fountain of Youth thing. But
she said she's gonna banish the soul into oblivion so it can't destroy her.
Oh.
That's why I drew the conclusions that I drew.
That makes sense, I guess.
So I'm like, okay. I don't know why you just can't kill this baby, but whatever. Yeah. Anyway, so the queen's daughter is the one doing the investigation. She goes to get her mother, the queen. Why she didn't bring the baby with her, I don't know. There's a lot of questionable actions in this movie, but we will be here forever if we put them all out. So, the queen comes back and the baby's gone. And that's because the mother talked the midwife who delivered the baby into taking the baby and running away with it, I guess.
Yeah, because I suppose the queen's a tyrant and no one likes her.
Yeah.
It's more like a Nazi-ish kind of thing going on, or fascist. I don't even want to call it how she rules.
No,
they don't really show her ruling, so I don't know how she rules.
It's the evil queen thing. Just think Malevolence from Snow White or not Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, or the evil queen from Snow White. It's one of those things.
Yeah.
It's a storybook evil ruler.
That's my biggest problem with this movie. I'll say it now out the gate. Like, I just feel I've seen so much content nowadays and so much more. I expected deeper things in this movie. More philosophical stuff. And this is not a deep thought movie. It's like, this is a fantasy. Go point A to point B to point C, and that's it. There's no metaphors for shit. There may be some Jesus allegories, Moses allegories, or stories it is, but other than that, it's not deep, guys.
But it was the fantasy genre in the 80s, and there was never really...
And I had to keep reminding myself that. Like, they're not going to try to be...
And this has got George Lucas all over it. So you can see the George Lucas in the movie.
Like everything he steals from is so obviously he stole it from the Lord of the Rings or the Bible or wherever he's picking things from. Like, oh, it's that.
Or
oh, it's doing that.
Or he stole it from his own product.
Yes. Like, oh, we're doing this again. Okay. He doesn't really try to weave it in deeply. You're like, okay, Lucas, we get it.
I know. Just look at the prequel series. So, I mean, it's just you can feel George Lucas all over.
Yes, and that's fun. So I keep reminding myself, it's the '80s. It's the '80s and it's Lucas. '80s and it's Lucas. Marcus, you got this. Don't question too much about this movie. But yeah, it's not like it doesn't make you ask questions about life and shit. Unfortunately, that's why I expect from dark fantasy or just fantasy in general. I guess I expect something like to make me like go like, oh shit, yeah, no, not in this movie at all.
No, I think they depended on the dark undertones to get you through that part.
Yes.
Anyway, so the midwife takes the baby, and we get.
God damn, we're still in the beginning.
Yes. So the midwife takes the baby, and there's I think it's a montage of a couple of months because they show the baby growing.
Yeah, it must be.
Because I guess they didn't want to use an infant the entire movie, and I don't blame them.
No, that'd be terrible.
Because the baby they didn't get. I don't know how they got the shots for the reaction of the baby, but they were pretty good at times. Mm-hmm. So time goes by, and she's taking taking care of the baby. She gets to this river, and then these dogs. Woofs.
They're called death dogs. So I had to look it up. Like, I want this costume for my dog, but they're just literally dogs of like a costume on top of them. They use Rottweilers.
The Wikipedia page says, and sends her wolf-like Nockmaar hounds.
Yes, Nockmaar.
So that's what they're called, Nockmaar hounds. Anyway, the Nockmaar hounds come, and she's like, I can't outrun these dogs. So she puts the baby on the raft, Moses styles, and sends her down the river.
Yup.
And then the hounds eat the woman alive.
Yup. I was like, God damn. I was like, holy shit, they just did that.
Yeah. So this movie's got a lot of death in it.
Yeah.
But no blood.
No.
So I guess it's okay. I guess it's okay to show someone getting their throat slit as long as you don't see the blood.
Yeah, it's fine because it's the '80s. So like, they were bloody back then, weren't they?
But it's stupid. It's like if you're allowed to show death, what difference does it make if it's blood? If you're killing these people,
right? If I see someone get ripped apart by two dogs, that's kind of vulgar. That's enough as is. Like,
you're right. It's like, but.
You can throw some blood on it. It's not going to make it worse now.
Exactly. It's like, it doesn't change the fact that some 6-year-old just watched that woman get teared apart by a dog.
The pig transformation later, that's terrifying too. There's some nightmare images in here. Blood's not going to make it worse.
That's kind of the underlining theme of my thing, like disturbing fantasy movies.
Yes.
Anyway, so the baby gets sent down the lake, and it's found by two small children, which are the kids of Willow, our titular character here.
Willow.
And the kids go get Willow. Hey, we found a baby, and he's like, don't touch that baby. Just push it down the river.
I love that. It's like, this isn't our problem.
Yeah, he gets it. He's like, the town's just going to blame me for everything that goes wrong because I found this baby.
Yep. Let's just push it down like that, like nothing happened.
I like his cynicism.
Yes.
He just understands how the world works, even though he kind of grows into the role of hero, kind of. Yeah,
he didn't look for it like Luke Skywalker did. He doesn't want any part of it, just thrust it upon him. It's great. Also, you want to mention, like, his species is called pikes?
No.
Or is that the term, that derogatory term? I think
that's the derogatory term, and they're called pecks.
Pecks, okay.
Yeah.
And
the race is called Nowens.
Nowens. And the other species where the queen is, it begins with D, I think.
Yeah. It's weird, the word.
Didynian?
Didac?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm just letting people know, like, these are different species, so Willow and his species are pretty much the hobbits. They're the tiny people.
Yeah, they're exactly.
They're just because they stole the Hobbit. They stole Lord of the Rings. So they're the hobbits. Then you got the humans, and then we have.
I wouldn't say they stole Lord of the Rings.
They stole. There's a lot of Lord of the Rings imagery in this. We're like, damn. Unless Peter Jackson stole from this movie, I don't know.
I'm just saying, there's little people, like smaller races have existed in lore for a long time.
I know, but this is like
it doesn't automatically mean Lord of the Rings. Like we reference Dungeons and Dragons lore and stuff like that too.
I guess.
I'm just saying.
I
Not
guess.
that there's no Lord of the Rings
I'm
reference.
just saying, like, in the books, which were made how many years ago before this movie was made?
Oh, I'm saying this movie is based on a book.
Which was, what was the book made after or before Lord of the Rings?
I don't know, honestly.
I know Tolkien created a lot of, he made the goblins, right? Or not goblins, orcs. He created orcs.
He created orcs.
Yeah, so I don't know. People heavily borrow from him. And there's different races in this movie, people. That's all. That's what I was trying to say. There's different races and different heights and shit like that. Yeah.
There are definitely Lord of the Rings references, like when all the hobbits go off on their little adventure.
Oh, yeah.
That's definitely Lord of the Rings.
Straight up Lord of the Rings.
So,
like, I thought he would keep his other friend with him. Like, oh, just Sam and Frodo. But they got rid of the other friend. Like, okay.
I was just...
Yeah.
Like, the implementation of small people does not automatically mean hobbits.
No, yeah.
That's all I was getting at.
I wasn't going for that, but I was just seeing a lot of scenes in this movie. Like, this is fucking Lord of the Rings I'm watching. Like, this is some bullshit. But yeah, I'm not saying little people equal hobbits. I'm saying this movie had scenes that reminded me of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I mean, that's what George Lucas does, though. He steals from other series.
Exactly. Anyways, so we're at the village.
So yeah, he finds the baby. He doesn't want to keep the baby, but then his wife finds the baby, and now they're keeping the baby.
Yep.
So now they have a new daughter, I guess. And so
Willow Jr.
So no, it's a daughter.
Yeah, Willow Jr. daughter.
Whatever. So the next day, there's a festival. I don't know what this is.
They're trying to decide the next.
Yeah, but they're trying to decide an apprentice for the next wizard. Does that mean there's a festival?
It's Bilbo's 111th birthday. Bilbo Baggin's 111th birthday.
Oh, okay.
A big festival scene. I mean, come on, man, it's the same thing.
Okay, festivals are a fantasy trope in general.
I know. Thanks to Tolkien.
No, way before Tolkien.
I know. Oh man.
Like I'm just trying to think. Like festivals were a big thing in Greek mythology and stuff. So
this movie's not original. I know. This is all things I've seen before. There's festivals going on. They're off being festive and happy. Willow's doing some magic-y performances.
He's not doing magic, though. That's the point. He's doing illusions.
Illusion, because he wants to be the greatest sorcerer ever.
He wants to be the apprentice of the sorcerer of the town? Is it just one town, or is this like the whole race of Noans here?
I hope it's just a town, not the whole race. That'd be kind of like easy to exterminate them. Yeah, not saying I would, but I'm saying if the queen wanted to, she could.
I guess they're not much of a threat, though, either. Keep making me lose my place, too.
There's a festival, Willow's doing his thing. Performs a magic trick with a pig.
Yeah, it makes the pig disappear. That comes back later. That's important.
It's a lot of foreshadowing. There's a pig in this scene, there's a pig in later scene.
Yeah, it's good, actually, the foreshadowing.
Oh, yeah, this is great foreshadowing. There's a lot of good foreshadowing, because it's not on the nose, like...
No, it's like, it just seems like it's a magic trick he's putting on for this town. Later on, it becomes the reason why the day gets saved.
Yes.
So.
And it's good foreshadowing, because they establish that he can do this thing now, instead of just out of nowhere he does it later.
Exactly.
It's called good storytelling, people. Take notes.
Well, I just don't trust that George Lucas told the story.
What?
I'm just saying, I don't think it's good thing someone else did the screenplay, because the story was by George Lucas.
Oh, yeah. Thank God for, was it Bob, whatever his name was? Yeah.
Bob
Lucas needs help. He's good at getting things started, but he cannot execute things.
I think he's good at background.
Yes.
Like the world building.
Yes.
He's good at that. But the actual story...
Nope. Nope. It falls apart real quickly. Which is fine. We all have our strengths and weaknesses, so it's fine.
Yeah, some good movies were made because of him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so yeah, the main event of the festival is that the sorcerer is going to choose an apprentice by asking a simple question: which finger is magic derived from?
I hate this. I hate this so much.
And all the perspective. Apprentices choose the wrong finger, and so no apprentice this year.
And Willow's one's attempting to be apprentice. I hate this because he has 5 fingers up on his air and he goes down a line. It's easier if you're the last one picking. Granted, there's a whole trick like this.
There's a trick to it though.
Yeah. I know, but I'm just
whole
saying.
Taking away the finger thing is just to make you think you have better chances, but really you don't. It's about intuition.
Yes, I know, I get that, but I just feel like if that was the test, I feel this is bullshit. Like the first guy has it the hardest, the last guy has it the easiest. Like, come on.
I mean, the whole test is kind of bullshit. And the sorcerer, like, lets it, he's full of bullshit. He lets Willow know throughout the movie, yeah, I'm full of bullshit. That if you want to be a sorcerer, there is real magic in this world, but a lot of it's just crap.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was the point behind it.
I guess. I don't like it.
Anyway, the dogs attack again.
Yeah, there's so many of these little people get torn to pieces. It's bloody, guys. It's insane.
No, that doesn't happen.
No one dies.
Not on screen, anyway. Because the dogs aren't there for the little people. They're there for their babies.
I know, but, like, that's dark. That's dark.
Because the dogs go right for the baby cribs.
Yeah. Honestly, the dog costumes are kind of like, this is kind of weird looking.
Yeah.
Like,
so
I'd be terrified if I saw that shit in real life.
But now Willow hides with his kids, and the when guard take down the dogs.
Yeah. Oh, I did see him. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just never noticed him in this movie before.
So, I forgot to mention, there's this town leader? I don't know. The jackass of the movie.
Oh, the chunky guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like...
He really doesn't like Willow for some reason. And
we need that guy in the movie, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, he's like the leader of the town. He's always berating Willow.
Yeah.
It's kind of important.
He's a douchebag.
But because of the attack, there's a city council meeting, and Willow runs home because, the dogs are after baby, and now his wife's in charge. He's like, we got to take the baby to the council. And they want to take it to the council at first because they're like, they would blame him for bringing bad luck on the town. So they take the baby to the council, and when they get in the council, everyone's like, we got to kill the person who brings... And he's like, slowly turns around, starts walking away, like, because he's right. But then the sorcerer, who I guess is the real leader of the town.
I mean, yeah, they follow his thing because he's got magic, so it makes sense.
He's like, Willow, what do you got there? He's like, I found a baby. And I was like, oh no, this is bad. And he's like, okay, let me consult the bones. And he throws the bones, the prophetic bones in the ground. And he looks at them. He looks at Willow and says, the bones don't say nothing. They're not real. He's like, do you have any love for this child whatsoever? Because someone's got to take the baby to the crossroads of the town to give it to the first... I'm just going to call him human because I don't know what the name is.
Yeah.
The first human they come across. And Willow looks at the baby. He admits he's kind of fallen in love with the baby. So he's like, yes, I have love for her. And he's like, okay, Willow's going to take it, but he needs help. Who's going to volunteer? And then two Nelwins volunteered, two of the guards, but the asshole is like, you can't, the best guard we have can't go because we need him here in the city. And so the sorcerer's like, oh, the expedition leads to there. So guess what, leader? You got to go too. It's they're off.
They're off?
They're off on their adventure.
Oh, yeah, the leader's got to go. And he says, no, we bring the guard with the big guy with us. Yeah.
Yeah. So
the hobbit is essentially my sword, my axe.
Not really.
My bow.
Not really. Not at all, because these characters are in this part of the movie and then they disappear.
I know. It's very loosely Lord of the Rings. I'm not saying it's...
And they're kind of useless.
They're very useless. They do nothing in this section of the movie.
But before they leave, the sorcerer gives Willow magic acorns that turn people to stone.
Yeah, when thrown. Which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and he also gets hair from his wife.
Yes. And I thought it was fucking weird, but whatever. But I thought the acorns wouldn't be doing anything because the sorcerer's such full of bullshit. Like, they're probably just like a metaphor for like, you have courage in this moment or some shit. But they actually do things.
They do. So they're off. And there's a little montage of them going through. The baby gets sick at one point. Finding the back is what I wrote. I don't know what that means. As the montage of them going on, we cut back to the queen because she's been gone for a while.
Yeah.
And she's like, go find the baby to her daughter and her general. And they're like, okay. And we come back. Because from this point on to the climax, the queen's only in it sparingly.
Yes.
So as the Nelwins are delivering the baby, they come across some of the bad guys hunting them, and they're like, oh no, they know that we have the baby now, so now they have to take the forest roads and making sure that they're not discovered.
You know what that is? That's Lord of the Rings. That's literally the Lord of the Rings.
Except
the ring race after Frodo and the gang, and like, oh, we have to stay off the roads, guys, because we have to hide under this fallen log.
Except one montage later, they're at their destination.
Yeah, but this is literally Lord of the Rings.
Except it's not, because the Lord of the Rings, the walking continues for 3 more movies.
Which I'm fine with, and I'm cool because it's more compelling in this movie. Like, that scene right there was, oh shit, the dogs are here, we gotta hide under this branches, like in Lord of the Rings movie.
Again,
like, it's literally the Lord of the Rings.
It's not like that doesn't happen in every other fantasy movie.
That's why the fantasy genre is not that good.
But I'm just saying, it's not Lord of the Rings.
You've seen one, you see them all. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, this is like,
You're wrong.
And at this point, I thought to myself, I have an hour and a half left of this. Like, oh my god. If I'm watching Lord of the Rings, I might put Lord of the Rings on.
It is very slow. And there's no fucking way I'm watching Lord of the Rings. I would rather watch this again, because that movie is so fucking long. Screw that. And all they do is walk the entire goddamn time.
But it's good.
It's not good.
It's good. The Lord of the Rings trilogy is legit good.
That good.
Yes,
they're overrated as hell.
No, they are not.
Yes, they are.
They are so well executed, visually, story-wise, as a pinnacle of historic
they're
film.
held up by visuals and lore. That's it.
Exactly, and story.
No, story's not good. It's literally walk to this volcano and throw this ring in there.
I mean, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the complexity of that story.
That's not the complexity.
Also, there's this prophesized king that needs to become king of the humans so they can all become.
Yeah, so you follow the characters. You follow the characters. Yeah, there's elves, there's him, the humans, there's the fucking dwarves and the hobbits and everyone.
You follow the characters in this movie too.
Yeah, but those characters are way more. I know the names of those characters, I think. These characters got Willow. That's it.
I know the name of every character in this movie.
Name them.
Willow. The baby's Aloran. We didn't get to the other characters yet, so I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, exactly.
No, we're literally coming up on one right now.
Okay. Yeah, it's called Val Kilmer.
No, it's not.
These names are stupid. Magma.
That's not his name. And Frodo's not stupid.
Well, let's just say that.
You can say Willow, too.
Yeah, I can say Sam. I can say Merry and Pippin. Gandalf.
You can't say Aloran?
Aloran. What's Val Kilmer's character's name?
Mad Mardigan.
Oh, that's right. Mad Mardigan. Okay. Let's get back into this shit.
I will admit, Mad Mardigan's a little long for a name.
I mean, I thought it was 2 words. Mad Mardigan.
No, it's Mad Mardigan.
Yeah, that's dumb. I thought it was, you're just mad because you're crazy.
No, that's literally his name. It's 1 word.
That's stupid.
I think it's like a classical name, though.
Probably.
But that would be a nightmare to write.
Yes.
Mad Mardigan. So that's why names tend to be a little more compact. Because, and especially in written form, because a writer doesn't want to have to write Mad Mardigan, Mad Mardigan, Mad Mardigan,
no.
Mad Mardigan.
I always write down M. So I always just keep it simple. So anyways.
So yeah, they get to the crossroads and they find Mad Mardigan that Marcus made me spoil early.
We didn't know Val Kilmer was in this movie.
And he is locked in a cage.
Because?
I don't think we find out, do we?
Exactly. I don't think we do. Oh, shit.
I don't think it matters. He's in a cage.
No, but I guess it matters in the sense of, like, is he a monster? Was he just tricked someone? Did he, like, sleep with someone's wife and they weren't happy? Like, and that aspect, I think it does matter, but it doesn't matter.
All we know is that he claims to be the greatest swordsman to ever live.
Yes.
And he's like, let me out of this cage, Willow, and I'll take the baby. I was like, no. You're in a cage. But all the other now ones like, yeah, give it to him. We're supposed to give it to the first person we see. He's the first person we see. So let's give it to him and go home. And he's like, no, I'm not doing it. And so most of the no-ones go home, and he's like, Willow's like, no, I'm staying. And so him and one of his friends stay behind.
And yeah, that's all the no-ones.
Yeah, that's it. We'll see them at the end of the movie.
Dumb.
And so they're waiting at the crossroads for someone else, but then an army shows up, and no one wants the baby. They say, go find a woman to take care of the baby, because, you know.
And I thought about that, like, did I write that down here? Later. I wrote down some of my notes. Yeah, like, why not bring a woman on the trip from the town to help take care of the baby? Like, was that a sexist thought I had?
A little bit, because Willow is more than capable of taking care of that baby. He's a father and stuff like that. But you know, give the baby to a woman to take care of is a sexist thing for the soldier to say, and I think it was intentional.
No, for sure. Before we got to this scene, I was thinking that, like, why not bring a lady to help out, like a mother to help out, take care of this baby? That's what I was thinking. So I think that was kind of sexist of me.
A little bit, because Willow is more than capable of taking care of this baby, and he shows it over and over again.
And I thought that too. Wow, I thought that when I had that, I thought, he's a dad. Why are we thinking this, Marcus? Like, oh, I'm a sexist pig. I'm a piece of shit. So like, I knew I was sexist. Like, damn. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, bring a mom with you to help out.
But like I know why your mind kind of went there because of the way dads are portrayed. But they established very early in this movie how good of a dad he actually is.
Yes, no, he's a good guy. He's great.
So it makes sense that he would be the one to be able to take care of this. And you don't want to send, like, the Nelwins aren't the most capable. So you wouldn't want to send your wife along on a journey like this that could be dangerous, you know what I mean?
No, for sure.
So I get it.
Yeah.
But, eventually, we get introduced to the leader of an army. His name's Eric. Airk.
Eric. He knows Mad Mardigan.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I thought I'd find you here. And they're chummy at first, but he's like, you're going to let me out? I can help you win your battle. He's like, no, you're loyal to no one but yourself. You can rot in there. And they leave him there. And no one takes the baby. And so Willow's left with a dilemma. He's running out of food and stuff. And all he's got is Mad Mardigan here. And so his friend convinces him to let Mad Mardigan out and give the baby to Mad Mardigan. Mad Mardigan actually takes the baby and leaves with it.
Yeah. I was like, they're doing this route. I'm surprised.
Yeah. Maybe he's not as bad as the guy as we thought he was.
Until he sells the baby later for some...
He does not sell the baby.
No, he legit has a reason why I got rid of it. Yeah. I was really surprised. Like, damn, he was a man of his word to a point.
I actually thought I remembered the movie differently. I remember him leaving the baby and them finding it.
Yeah,
but that's not what happens. Whatever. So Willow and his friend are going back home, and they're like, "We're gonna be heroes." I don't know why they think they're gonna be heroes, but
yeah. And later on, when they get back to the town, they're praised as heroes.
Well, at the end of the movie, I'm sure what Willow did spread around what happened.
Yes, but I don't know. I guess.
It took them a long time to get there.
Yeah, it makes sense. Because I was thinking to myself, why the f*** are they heroes? They just did. But yeah, I guess that's fair. But we're introduced to the worst characters in this fucking movie.
So we are. So Willow and his friend. What's his friend's name?
No, Sam. We call him Samwise.
Migosh. His name's Migosh. And they're walking through the forest, and they hear a baby crying. They look around, and suddenly there's an owl flying towards them with the baby. And these two small creatures they're called brownies, which are an actual mythical creature. Yes. So 2 brownies flying through, saying, "We stole the baby." So these tiny, finger-sized people stole the baby from Mad Mardigan, I guess.
Which I don't know how. I mean, I guess they could have just ambushed him, so that's fair.
They could have the owl could have just wiped him out of his hand or something. Granted, he probably didn't go try too hard to get the baby back.
No.
But he did legitimately lose the baby.
So I respect that.
And so Willow... chases after them, but they are ambushed by more brownies who shoot tiny little arrows into them.
Yes.
And then, so they're chasing, and then they fall into a hole, and they're captured by the brownies.
Yeah, so we have a little Gulliver's Travel scene.
Wow, you actually know of Gulliver's Travels. I'm actually a little surprised.
Wow, TJ, what, you think I'm uneducated or something?
Movie?
What?
You watched the movie?
Movie, the book, etc. The story, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Which version of the movie did you watch?
I saw the most recent one, or I guess the most recent. The last one I saw was a Jack Black one. It's terrible. It's atrocious.
I think the last one I saw was it John Lithgow?
Maybe
John Lithgow, or maybe John Malkovich.
John Malkovich? I don't think it was John Malkovich.
But it was an old one. I think it was
yeah.
I remember having it on VHS.
I know it's what you're talking about too. It's fucking crazy. I can't even spell Gulliver.
Guillivier, I think.
Yeah, Gulliver's. There's 96 one miniseries.
Maybe it was that one I'm thinking of.
Ted Danson.
No.
Mary
maybe.
Steenburgen.
Maybe.
There's Richard Harris in 1997. There's a lot of fucking...
And maybe it was the miniseries, and I'm thinking of... For some reason, I remember John Lithgow in it, but I could be wrong.
Ned Beatty. Oh, Ned Beatty's in it. No way. Otis himself. Yeah. Anyway, it's not important. But yeah, we get Gulliver's Travels thing.
Yeah. They wake up in the middle of the night, tied down by the brownies, and they're dragged to a ghost woman.
Yeah.
The fairy queen. I don't know. There's a bunch of fairies.
Yes.
But then there's this giant woman. And I'm not sure who she is. Like, I don't like what she is. I mean,
the forest imp queen, whatever the I don't know.
Yeah. Her name's Shalindra. I can't pronounce it. Shalindra. Anyway, she has the power to talk to babies because the baby talks to her, apparently. And she's like, the baby chose you to be its protector, Willow. He's like, me? Why? I suck. And she's like, because she likes you. Now take this wand and go find a different sorceress to go kill the queen. He's like, I guess.
So reluctant, I love it.
He takes the baby, and then the next day he sends Bigosh home. He's like, you go home. You're useless. I'm going to go continue forward. Right? He sends him home?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. So now Willow's traveling alone with the two of the brownies who are very annoying, very comic relief, and they suck. Their name are Rule and Frangine, I think his name is.
Are they comic relief, though?
They make
me want to grab to the TV and just strangle them.
They think they're comic relief, that's for sure.
The worst.
They're the worst kind of comic relief.
Ugh.
They're the comic relief that's not funny, and if you cut them out of this movie, it would make no difference.
Yes, like that's what I was going to say. Like they literally do nothing. There's scenes in it where they almost do something for the movie and a storyline. Like, okay, they need it from here, but like there's a scene where they've got to pick a lock. They can't do it, so Val Kilmer does it instead. I think. Like, wow,
They do use that barrel to knock that one guy off that wagon.
Oh, wow, yeah. Like, they get the people in more trouble than they can help. And it's like, God, you guys f***ing suck.
They're really just there so that later we can tell that everyone gets turned into pigs and not just...
Yeah?
Because there's two smaller pigs than the other pigs.
They should have kept those pigs there. Yeah. But yeah, I've got to meet these two obnoxious characters.
Yeah, they're not fun.
No.
Anyway, they're traveling through the forest for a while, and then they're running out of milk and stuff for the baby, so they have to stop at this seedy inn, I guess, where everyone's kind of mean to Willow, and he's like hiding under a staircase after they're mean to him, and we get introduced to the love powder that the brownies apparently have for some reason that makes people fall in love with people, and one of the brownies gets hit with it and falls in love with a cat for 3 seconds.
Everything they do in this movie just makes me just cringe and angry.
But I bring all that stupid stuff up because that's foreshadowing.
No, it is.
But Willow gets knocked through a trapdoor into a room where Mardigan's dressed like a woman. I guess he just slept with this other woman, and they're dressing him up like a woman because the husband's coming in.
And also because it's funny for the viewers.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry.
But
isn't it funny how a guy wears a dress and it's funny, guys? Sorry.
It's the 80s.
I know. It's like, God damn it. It's a movie.
It's the 80s. This was before, identity politics.
Yeah. And that's not me even being like a person for that. I'm just saying like, this is such a lazy way to be funny.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, definitely that too.
If this was made nowadays, it would get destroyed.
Oh my God. We cancel so quickly. There's a scene in this where a man dresses up as a girl and it's funny. No, thank you. Sorry.
Anyway. So, the husband comes in and his wife's like, this is my cousin. And then, so the husband starts like, you want to sleep with me? He was going to kill someone for sleeping with her.
Yep. And then he gets appalled when he finds out
that he's a man.
She's a man. That line will get the movie canceled. But yeah, she's a man. It just starts to brawl in the goddamn tavern. Sorry. I know I skipped a few things. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because they're like, he picks up the baby and pretends to be Lauren's mother, and Willow's protesting the whole time.
Yes.
He's like, you abandoned her, now you're using her. But then the bad guys show up at the inn, and they're like, about to take the baby, but Mad Mardigan escapes with her out the window, and now there's a big action scene. But the moral of the story is Mad Mardigan just saved the baby.
He's a good guy still.
Yep. And it's a big action scene on a wagon. It's a chase scene.
Yeah.
For some reason that the wheels just suddenly break. I didn't understand why the wheels are breaking.
Because it has to add suspension to this, or not suspension, it has to suspense to this movie during this long fucking chase scene.
It is really long. It goes on forever.
Yeah, a lot of these action scenes are way too long.
So they get to a point where, they escape everyone, and now they're going back on their travels.
And it's pretty much that for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, it's capture, escape, capture, escape, capture, escape. Sometimes they roll reverse the capture and escape, though.
Yeah.
We'll get there, though. But, so they escape the bad guys. Now they're like, okay, you go your way, we go my way. And they're like, all right, we're going that way. And then Mad Mardigan's like, oh, I'm going that way, too. So they all decide they're going to go to the lake together to find this sorceress that's on a lake. She was exiled to a lake into an island on the middle of a lake. We'll get to that.
This would be a good D&D campaign.
It feels like a D&D campaign.
That's not good, though, because if you're saying it feels like a D&D campaign, it feels like I'm watching a D&D campaign I want to watch. Like, can I have a character and play it, guys? You sit here and watch this shit. Like, no.
Finding something.
Nighttime.
Okay. So now that Mad Mardigan has joined the group, we cut back over to Queen because we haven't been with her in like 20 minutes. And now she's like, still didn't find a baby? No, we're still looking. Okay. Go find a baby before I kill you.
I'm still in this movie. Don't forget about me.
Yeah. And then we come back over to them having it. Mad Mardigan is given the baby black root. I'm not sure what it is. I'm assuming it's some kind of drug, though.
Probably.
And Willow's like, you can't give a baby that. And so they do have good chemistry, though.
They do. They're great actors. The chemistry is great in this movie.
I really bought the not only the chemistry between Willow and Mad Mardigan, but Willow and the baby seem to also.
Oh yeah. I was surprised how good of an actor Warwick Davis is in this movie. Like, I always seen him as, he's a leprechaun or he's something else, but he's actually good.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's good in the leprechaun movies too. They're just bad scripts.
No, he is, but he's just playing a leprechaun, so he's got to be over the top. Like, he's playing. Right.
No, he's an actual decent actor.
Yeah, yes. It's like, damn, he should do more. And again, the main guy, not big guy, the tall dude, what's his name? Val Kilmer. He's a good actor. He's just charming too. Like, everyone's good in this movie. I don't think anyone's miscast for the role they're playing.
No, it's not the strongest movie.
No, not at all.
So they get to the lake, and I was a little disappointed by the lake. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
because they get to the lake, and all right, Mad Mardigan's like, okay, we're here, so I guess we're going our separate ways, reluctantly. So he leaves, and then Willow gets on a boat, leaves the baby by herself with the brownies. I'm like, that's stupid. Why don't you just bring her with you? I don't know why you can't bring her with you. Oh, you're in a boat going across 10 feet across the lake, whatever.
Well, because it's setting up for a kraken or something, TJ.
It's not setting up anything.
No, it's not.
We get off across the lake, and it's literally just tiny little island with 2 trees on it.
Yeah.
It's and he finds the sorceress Razrael, and she's, what is she, a squirrel?
She's a squirrel at first, yes.
And it's like, you're a mammal. You can swim across the lake.
Is she a squirrel? I think it's a squirrel. Some kind of. Oh, no, it's not a squirrel. I know the word for this. I know this.
Muskrat?
Nope. It begins with a Q. It's a QI, something like that.
I'm scanning through the plot synopsis. No. Brush-tail possum.
Is that what it is?
It's what the plot synopsis says. They're captured soon after, along with Razio, who has been turned into a brush-tail possum.
Oh.
But she's a possum. Possums can swim.
Yeah, but it's dangerous. Could be like predators in the water. That we never see, but it could be predators in the water. She's
apparently been a possum for 50 years.
50 years?
Something like that, yeah.
I would have been swam across that water.
That's my point, because she said she was a young woman when she was transformed into the possum, and then the reveal later tells us otherwise. So she's been stuck in there, and it doesn't look like there's much to eat on that island. I don't know how she survived so long.
Magic.
Whatever. Anyway, she's like, all right, turn me back into a person. He's like, I don't know how. You're not a sorcerer? Why would they send you a farmer to save me? Maybe because there's no other sorcerers. Take what you get.
Yeah, don't be so ungrateful.
Pretty much. She pretty much berates Willow.
Yeah, she does.
Okay, whatever. So he's like, all right, I guess let's go back across the lake and get the baby. And they get across the lake, and then the bad guys show up with Mad Mardigan, and everyone's captured. Oh no, they're all caught.
No.
So everyone's caught, and I guess they got tired of the forest, so they go to the snow. They wanted to change up the scenery a bit.
Yeah, the mountains of Mordor. Sorry.
No, that's volcanic ash.
Wow, God, the place where Gimli's family died. That mountain pass, whatever it's called, I forget.
I don't know. I'm not that steeped in the Lord of the Rings stuff, because that series sucks.
Whatever, TJ, you hate good things.
No, we're already established on this show that that's you.
I think we both hate good things, okay? How about that? We both are cynical assholes who hate very good things. We just have our flavor of shit we like. That's all.
Okay, so
your flavor is a 2-hour boob fest of a movie called Willow. Mine is Peanut Butter Falcon, I guess.
Artsy crap house movies.
To be fair, most of our ratings are pretty close. I don't think we've ever been very different on our rating scale so far. No. Phantasm
and Superman and Batman Public Enemies.
Oh yeah, those ones that one rubbed me the wrong way for some reason. But yeah.
When you become too harsh on a movie, that's when we become separate on it. That's when our numbers really drift, because when you become unobjective about things.
Yeah, and I try to be like, okay, guys, I get it, but f those movies. But yeah, this scene was too long too.
What? Where they're in the cage?
No, that there's a fight in the snow after I get out of the cage. It's this is too long.
Oh, we're not there yet.
I know, but I keep
things happened before that happened.
I know.
A lot of things actually happened.
There's a lot of things I zoned out in this movie.
So they're captured, but they're so she's like, all right, you gotta try and change me anyway. So Willow tries to change her, but he fails and turns her into a crow, or what the plot synopsis says, a rook.
Same thing.
So when I hear the word rook, I automatically think the castles from chess.
No, the rooks are the horses. The castles are the knights.
Oh, the horses are the knights.
I know.
So he fails to turn on M's, but the day's saved because the brownies have showed up. They'll pick the lock. Yay! And they fail to pick the lock because they're useless. But Madmartigan, he doesn't pick the lock, does he?
Someone picked. I know it's not the brownies. He gets the thing in his face, the love potion shit.
Yeah, he gets hit with the love potion. I don't know how to get out of the cage.
Neither do I. Because he escapes somehow. How the f*** did he get out the cage? What the hell? Yeah, because the brownies do it. The brownies do pick the lock.
Oh, they managed to pick the lock?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, they did something in the movie, I guess.
Anyway, so they get out of the cage and they're going to go steal the baby back. Madmartigan's like, there's the baby. You stay here. I'm good at stealing stuff, I guess. So I'm going to go in there and steal the baby. And he goes in, but he's stopped because he sees the queen's daughter, who's the general who's been chasing the baby. I don't know if I established that. Her name's Sorsha.
We did not establish that, but yes, that happens.
Yeah. You should have established her much earlier because she's been in the movie since the very beginning.
Well, you mentioned her before, but you never mentioned that she's the general in charge of chasing, I guess.
Oh, right. Well, anyway, she is in charge of chasing, and she has the baby in the same room with her. She's sleeping, and Madmartigan sees him, and he's still under the effects of the love potion, so he can't help himself but to go over to her and try and molest her. And Willow's like, this idiot, what the f*** is he doing? I'm going to get the baby. He goes in and takes the baby. And
that's why you like Willow, because he's Bob. That's why you like Willow. Like, I gotta do the thing because I have to do the thing. I don't want to be here. I don't want to do any of this. But it's all thrusted upon me, so I guess I gotta do it. That's why you like Willow, you son of a bitch.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'd seen Willow long before I created him.
Yeah, but it's the same character. Subconsciously, it's the same. It's how you play D&D. Like, man, I guess I got to do the heroic thing because no one else in my group's going to fucking do it. One slapping a fucking guard for some reason. The other guy has sex to have a demon baby. Why is my group like this?
So I sympathize with the main character's goals. I know what he's going through.
Oh, man.
Anyway, so Sorsha wakes up and it's like, what are you doing? And he confesses his love for her. And she's so super confused and it's like, really? And he's like, yeah. And then she realizes baby's gone. He's like, you tricked me. And so they try and kill him, but they all escape on a sled.
I hated the sequence.
Which is a shield. And so they slide down the snow down a mountain, and of course Willow and the baby's fine. But Madmartigan, in probably the dumbest scene in the entire movie, is rolled up in a giant snowball kind of thing, like an avalanche.
Yes.
It rolls down and crashes into the house, and comedy ensues.
Yes, comedy.
Anyway, so they're at this village, and then the bad guys show up. So everyone's running and hiding, and they're Madmartigan and Willow are hidden in a cellar with, hey, it's Eric from earlier, the soldier guy.
Small world.
Well, this movie does feel like it's a small world. It very much does. It feels like everything's right next to each other, but okay.
Yeah, it doesn't portray distance and time really well.
No, but I don't think it's for a lack of them not wanting to. It's more of the limitations of what they had.
Yeah, no, I get it, but it's just like you saying that, definitely they don't portray that.
Yeah, no, they don't portray it at all. Everything feels like, hey, this snow-covered mountain's right next to this forest here.
Yes, and right next to the little island we just went to is all so close.
You can walk to everywhere within. Everything's in walking distance of this. So they're in the cellar hiding. They're like, "Hey, Eric, how's it going?" And he's like, and then the bad guys show up, and they're like searching the town, and then Sorsha finds the cellar. She's coming down, and look, she's captured.
No way.
So now it's reversed. Now she's captured. Excuse me.
Man, I did not see this scene at all when I first viewed it.
No.
Oh, that's like I thought to myself. I looked back. I'm like, how's she under their control now? What the hell happened? What did I miss? Okay, this makes so much more sense now.
So yeah, I mean, the baby was crying, and it's that moment where they're trying to hide, and they're going to get caught. And the bird comes in and squawks to distract and stuff like that. And Sorsha comes down, and she's captured by Mad Bardigan. And so they go up. They're like, "Out! Everyone, go away! We're taking her." And this is where Eric's like, "You don't serve anyone. Why are you helping these guys?" And he's like, "Well, I serve the baby and no." It's actually a nice little moment of him showing loyalty and stuff after being so disloyal the whole movie. He does have a bit of an arc in this, so
he does. Yeah.
And so they escape with Sorsha on horseback for like days, I guess. I don't know how long they were riding, but like they ride far enough they're out of the snow and into the mountains now.
Yeah, again, that's like you said, like they don't. I mean, they change clothes, but they don't show us. I don't know, something about how they transition from one scene to the other scene days or weeks later. Just doesn't like hit you.
Yeah, I don't know. So, like, was he riding with her, like, with a rope for, like, 4 days or something?
I guess. But you think she would have tried to get away at least one point if she hates him so much, or like...
So, I don't know if it's days, maybe it's only been hours, I don't know.
I guess. I don't know.
It's very weird. Anyway, in the mountains, she gets away after a small fight, and Mad Mardigan's, like, deciding whether to go after him or go with Willow, and he chooses to go with Willow.
Good man.
Because they're going to this town called Tyr Asleen, I think it is, is supposed to have an army to help fight the queen. Because the fairy queen, all the way back in the beginning of the movie, said, "Go get the sorceress, then go to the Tyr Asleen. That's where the baby's going to be protected. Give it to the royal family there." And he's like, "Okay." So they finally make it there, and look, the town's abandoned, or the people are encased in some kind of ice or something. Yeah. I don't know. They only show one person.
It's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, it's a neat little set they have here.
Yeah.
It's a castle, and it's so the bad guys show up as Mad Mardigan starts to set up the fences and stuff, but there are also trolls, which they prelude to earlier.
Yes.
And this is where things get hectic and weird.
Yes. I thought the same thing.
So the bad guys show up, and you think it's just going to be this defense, Mad Mardigan setting up the fences in the castle. And it is. He's fighting them and stuff like that. But then the trolls attack Willow, and Willow uses the wand, and probably one of the more gruesome scenes, turns the troll into a lump of, like, blood.
Yes. But stuff. It pops out 2 heads.
Yeah. And so he kicks it in the water below, because he's up on a higher bridge, and he kicks it down into the water below. And then this 2-headed giant dragon thing rises from the water, and so you got trolls fighting with Willow, the dragon thing fighting with the soldier bear guys, and then Mad Mardigan fighting them too, and the dragon.
Yes. And
then meanwhile, in the middle of it, the other general of the evil queen is there too, who's now the main antagonist, because this is where Sorsha switches sides and joins Willow's team.
Yep, and then the baby's there doing some baby crap.
And the baby's being hidden at the same time.
Yeah. There's so much in this little sequence. It's just so much, like, it's not confusing, but it's just hard to concentrate on what you want to, like, it's just a lot.
They get a lot done in this one scene.
Yes, a lot. It's like, okay, Willow's, like you said, Willow's doing this, Mad Mardigan's doing that, she's doing this.
Mad Mardigan finds weapons, finds armor, and this is like his full transformation into hero.
Armor that happens to be perfectly suited for him, by the way.
Not really, because he looks like an idiot in it.
But it fits him pretty well, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Coming from my stature, like, I could never do that. And every time I see that trope, like, you guys, you average size sons of bitches.
Yeah, but to be fair, most people are average size.
I know.
Especially warriors. Warriors are practically all have a similar kind of thing. So, and I'm sure that thing can be adjusted,
I would hope so.
So.
Yeah, there's just so much going on, and there's, like I said, there's the big boss fight with the guy with the skeleton face.
Yeah, so there's everything's going on. Manmartigan slays the dragon. Willow kills a troll or two. Manmartigan uses a catapult to catapult himself, but it doesn't look like he catapults himself. It looks like he barely goes off 2 feet, which was hilarious. And, but,
Willow kills a guy.
Yeah, he does. He drives him through a sword trying to protect the baby.
Yeah, he should have murdered someone.
He's like, you're not getting my baby.
I respect the shit out of that, Willow.
And then Eric shows up with his army for reinforcements, so I guess they're all on the same page now.
Mm-hmm.
And everything looks like they're going to win, but oh no, the skull-faced general gets away with the baby. And then in the next scene, he's all the way back at the Queen's castle.
Yeah.
Man, he flew by really quick there.
Yeah, it's just too much. Like this, I feel this movie should be like 2 movies or 3 movies. 3's too many. 2 movies. It should have been something, because I feel like it's too quick paced. Although it's a long movie, I still feel it's too like da 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 da.
I don't know if it's too quickly paced or if it's just not written tightly enough.
That could be it. I think it's that too, probably.
I think this is an outline of what George Lucas wanted to do.
Yeah.
It feels like it. Like,
yeah.
I want this to happen here, this to happen here, this to happen here. And
or maybe it was originally, because they said an epic fantasy. So maybe it was supposed to be multiple movies, 2 or 3 or 4, how many. But the studio's like, we don't see fantasy being successful, so make it one. And so they probably took all the best parts of all those movies and the overall historic arcs they wanted and made this.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, neither do I. But I just feel like this movie should be like more. Although I don't want more. I do not want more of this movie, but they could have done it more.
It definitely, I think, could have helped to have a couple of rewrites.
Yes.
I also forgot to mention Willow tries to transform Razrael again, and now she's a goat. So
people call her a bitch. Get it?
Whatever. Moving on.
I tried a funny and it didn't work.
No, it didn't. So the Queen's got the baby, so she's going to start the ritual. Meanwhile, Eric and Manmartigan's army show up outside the castle gates, and for some reason they don't attack right there. They need a battering ram or something, so they're going to wait till first light to do it. But meanwhile, the ritual is going on. This ritual takes all night long.
It takes way too long.
It's like, no, you've given the heroes a lot of time to do this.
Yeah. Again, it's just a baby. You can set it on fire. It'll be done in a few minutes. Like, you don't have to do this whole ritual, guys. That's dark. I'm sorry, guys, who's listening. I'm sorry.
So they're there, and they're like preparing the attack and stuff. But the Queen comes out and laughs at them. This isn't an army. You're all just pigs. And we get a cool transformation scene where everyone gets turned into pigs.
Well, it shows her how powerful she really is.
Yeah.
She just says, you're pigs, and like waves her hands a few times. Like, they turn into pigs. Like, that's very powerful.
Yeah, well, they kind of established that she's been powerful throughout this whole thing. She turned that whole town into ice or whatever.
Yeah, but we didn't see it. Just seeing her saying,
yeah, seeing her doing
pigs,
it.
You're pigs. Like, goddamn. If that was a D&D boss battle, I have no time to react and do anything. I was turned into a pig. I'd rage quit or something.
Well, you probably get a couple saving throws.
Yeah, I would hope so. Like, but none of them passed their saving throws.
Because Willow gets past his saving throw.
Did he?
Well, yeah, because he gets put into the tent with Razrael. He's like, start canceling the spell. Hurry up.
Oh, true.
Because he's not turned into a pig.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but everyone else failed.
And so everyone is pigs. Meanwhile, the ritual's continuing on. So Razrael, the goat, now is like, all right, you gotta turn me back. I get you so I can stop the evil queen. And so he tries to turn him back, and he turns him into an ostrich at first.
Ostrich, then a lion. Or tiger, whatever this thing.
No, it's an ostrich, then a turtle, then a tiger, and then finally he turns into an old lady.
A beautiful old lady.
Because she's apparently been a possum for 50 years. I wrote chanting back for some reason. I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
Oh no, changing back. Okay. So Razrael's herself again, so she's got her powers. She's got the Queen Elf's magic rod, so she starts turning all the pigs back.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the ritual continues because, of course, it does. My notes literally go change it back, ritual, planning, ritual.
Yeah, because it's just this for the next 20 minutes. It's a fight. I think.
Well, when everyone got turned into pigs, even the little guys got turned into pigs. So Razrael changes everyone back to human. They're like, "What are we gonna do? We can't get in there. She's just gonna do it." And Willow's like, "Go first." They're like, shut up, Willow. And he's like, no, really, go first. And so they all, like, they dig trenches and hide. And so the next morning, Willow and Razor come out and they challenge them. And, like, we're super powerful sorcerers. You need to surrender. And the soldiers laugh. So they open the gates. They go kill them. And that's when everyone jumps out and everyone invades.
That's really dumb. I'm pretty sure you have archery. Just shoot them with arrows. That's really stupid. God damn, that's dumb.
Okay.
No one was on watching them. Where were they? What? Hold on. Where they threw the gopher thing at?
In front of the castle.
And no one was on watch hearing this or saw, like, they're just digging holes, guys. Watch out for those holes.
They were doing it under tarps.
Oh my God. This movie's so bad. Dumb. Wow, I'm glad I missed that. This is that. Wow, DJ.
It's no dumber than using a giant wooden horse to get into a place.
No, this is really stupid. Even the wooden horse thing is really dumb, but it is really dumb too. And like, we challenge you. Like, I'll shoot a fucking arrow. If you keep to dodge that, then I'll challenge. This is stupid. Anyway,
so yeah, now it's the giant.
No one saw them digging those holes. No one.
Well, we don't see them dig the holes. Maybe they used magic to dig the holes. I don't fucking know.
Oh my God, that's so dumb. And the horses under the holes too, DJ?
Yes.
Oh my God.
They dug really big holes.
That's so ridiculous. That's so fucking stupid. Oh man, okay, continue.
So I'm not gonna do this in order, the next part, because it just cuts back and forth here. So the big battle's happening at the same time that the ritual's happening, and Mad Mardigan and Eric are fighting the Skull-Faced General and all the guys outside, and inside, Razriel, the Sorceress, Willow, and Sorsha go to confront the Evil Queen up at the ritual chamber. So, in the battle...
Do you know how hard it would have been, like, to have all these horses just lay there while they're talking?
They waited exactly before they were gonna do it.
No, this is not stupid! No, because you can't. Because you have to, like, okay, it's still dark out. We do it now before the people on top of the tower. It's so fucking dumb. That's so ridiculous. So watching the scenery now. They all just get up under the harps. Oh, there's like this all. Oh, TJ, it's so stupid. Sorry, I'm going to cut you off. Continue.
You seem to be enjoying the stupid.
It's so fucking dumb. Wow. Okay.
Are you good?
Yes.
Okay. So during the battle, the general, his name's Cal. I don't know why I keep calling him General. He kills Eric during the battle, and then Mad Mardigan ends up killing him. So that's pretty much the end of that whole arc down there. They actually, like, this is back to the blood point of it. He, like, pulls the general onto two swords, and kicks him off of a bridge and kills him, and that's okay, but you can't show him any blood.
Exactly. Like, that's a pretty gruesome kill.
Yeah, whatever. But anyway, upstairs, Sorsha takes care of two of her mother's things, and then the mother tries to kill her, but Razriel saves her, and then her mother knocks her out. And then we get a sorceress battle, an epic battle of all proportions.
So epic.
This is very bad CGI.
It's 1988.
And it's very lame, because it's honestly, like, I don't know, it seems like two old women trying to fight.
Yeah, it looks like they're in an elderly home trying to fight. Like, that's my rice pudding. No, it's mine.
And, like, there's that one point where they're just, like, fighting over the wand, and, like, it's a little lame, honestly. But, you know, there's a bunch of magic. They accidentally turn a pot out to life that Willow has to fight, because he's got to do something. And, you know, after some bad fire effects, some bad ice effects, a pillar falls on top of Razriel, and she throws the queen around it. But at some point, Razriel gets knocked out. Then just leaves Willow with the baby against the queen. And Willow's like, I'm a powerful sorcerer. She's like, yeah, okay. And so he throws an acorn at her, and she starts to turn to stone, but she's the evil queen, so that doesn't work. So Willow has the baby, and the acorn does fast. He says he's going to send Allura to a place no evil can touch her. And it's just like, you can't do that. So he uses his illusion trick to make the baby disappear, like he did earlier with the pig. And the queen's beside herself and then murders herself
Yeah.
accidentally by knocking over a potion and then raising a wand and then lightning striking it. It was kind of a lame end.
Yeah, if it's that easy to kill herself that way, and if that's the ritual, why not do that with the baby?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the ritual is at the point of its peak and it was ready to do it now.
I guess, but they don't tell you.
They don't explain it, no. But it's the queen turns to dust or whatever, of smoke, and fades out, and the day is saved.
Yay!
And you remember that royal couple that was supposed to take Aloran? Guess who it is? Oh no, it's Madmartigan and Sorsha. They're the royal couple.
No way.
So they're gonna be Aloran's mother and father from now on.
How's she not upset? Like her mom just died. She doesn't have any remorse or sadness that her whole life has been a lie and that she was fighting on her. Like there's nothing like shows like existential crisis shit. Like no, my mom just died in front of me. I'm gonna kiss this guy I just met who kept me as a prisoner.
To be fair, she wasn't conscious when her mother was killed.
Oh, okay. Where's my mom at, guys? She left. She left.
2, her mother literally just tried to kill her by impaling her on a bunch of spikes.
That's what I'm saying. She did all this. Like she has gone through a lot as a character, and like she's okay with it.
And to be fair, we cut from the mother's dying scene to who knows how long later.
I guess.
It could be months, for all we know.
I don't know.
Because they have the whole castle all ready to go. There's no bad guys around. They're all dressed all fancy and stuff now.
Well, see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, movies like the content I've seen so recently, like there's always like some kind of like I don't know, like she could have to throw in like I don't know like how I feel now of my life and my first 20 years of my life how old she is.
Comparing
it's so
movies
different now
today.
I know, and it was hard for me to do that. Trust me, I know. I keep reminding myself. 88 film fantasy.
Like we could do that with something like an Annihilation because that's recent.
Yes, but not an 88 film. And I understand that. That's why I always try to bring the box office thing up to compare movies like what's the word? Like not the subtitle. What the movies dealt in other kind of genres compared to this one, et cetera, et cetera. Just see how in depth and smart those movies are compared to this.
Right. In any case, I mean, the ending is not that. At least the first ending right there.
Yeah.
Isn't really that satisfying. It's like the queen just kind of dies, and of course, Aloran ends up with Madmartigan and Sorsha because he wasn't going home with Willow. But in my opinion, it ends strongly with Willow going home and reuniting with his family because that is a strong, happy ending that you wanted to see.
Yes.
And then it just ends. Willow gets home to his family. He's happy to be home. Everyone's happy to see him. And it just ends on a happy note. The end.
The end.
And that was Willow.
Yeah.
The first of our dark fantasy journey here. Oh my gosh. You loved every moment of it. I did. I'm glad someone loved every moment of that movie. I'm really glad. I did. I liked it. I really did. I will admit it's not a great movie, but it's not a bad movie either. Not in my opinion.
No. I may have shitted on this movie the whole time and seemed like disgruntled, but it's not that bad. It's not a bad movie almost in the slightest. Besides some of the comedy that's like obviously for children. So like it's not my kind of comedy, so I can't judge it.
I mean, it's not, but this is clearly a kid's movie.
Clearly a kid's movie.
But it's not because of some of the dark undertones and stuff. But to be fair, it's an '80s kids movie.
Yes, because there's a lot of we didn't mention a lot of the quote unquote comedy. Like
no, because
there's people stepping in poop. There's people getting pooped on because funny. There's a lot of stuff like that. It's like, okay, this is obviously a kids movie. Yeah. So like it's a kids movie from the 80s and it's fantasy. It's like so like made by George Lucas. Like keep that in mind. Not an in-depth smart film. But it's strong. It's solid.
It's fun at times.
Yes.
When it's not slow.
Yeah, it's fun at times and it's slow at times. Like, oh man. It's a mixed bag of stuff.
Right. Do you want to go first?
Rating wise? You can go first.
I'm at a 5.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's an average okay movie.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm at a really soft 5. Like it could either be a strong 4 with some stupidity in it, but honestly, over what it is it's a 5. It's a good, solid, average movie. Nothing great, nothing terrible. Just
no, it's fun. It's a fun watch.
I don't know about fun. I do not know about fun.
It's a fun watch. One-time watch if you're an adult, and if you're like me and it's nostalgic, it's like it was cool going back 30 years. You know.
I can give you that.
It just re-experiencing something that is clearly not top of the mark, but
no. And it did not leave me wanting more, which is good because it ended it properly. But
Yeah,
so
no,
to make a sequels TV show what it has now, which I'm confused, like what could you do more with it? I don't want to see it. I don't care enough. I'm just like, what could you do more with this?
Apparently there's 3 books, so
Yeah. I have no interest in ever seeing it, but I believe that. But yeah, it's a solid 5 out of 10.
yeah, I'm just actually looking at the television series part of
Willow.
the Wikipedia. It doesn't tell me much of anything, so can't tell you.
Of course not.
But yeah, so yeah, I guess that's it for this one then.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to say anything to end it out on?
No, I'm done talking to these idiots.
Okay. Bye, idiots.